Hey everyone. Just want to talk to you. Katie and I, when we first got married, we went through a little bit of a Bible study before that, and then some after, like just getting married, and we learned something. It was like a called a special tactic for marriage. Oftentimes, she and I were. You get up in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you go do your stuff, or you think stuff through the day, or you're aware of what the other person does. But in the moment, you don't tell them, hey, you look great today, or hey, thanks for doing the dishes, or hey, what you said or what you did, it really meant something to me. You thought it, but you didn't say it until later, and then you thought, well, is it even worth saying? I mean, it's no longer in the moment. I'll say it next time. I'll do it next time. So Katie and I were taught in these studies about what's called the withhold, meaning there's things that you withhold, not on purpose, not like I am secretly keeping this from you. You just withhold it because you get distracted or you forget, and it stays withheld. The other person never feels or hears what you were thinking, and it just stays there. What we learned in marriage was to bring up withholds when they resurfaced in our brains, where maybe later that day you're like, oh, hey, I didn't have a withhold. I didn't tell you something. Now, usually that arms us all. We're like, what? What are you now going to tell me? Well, it's healthy in a relationship that your withholds aren't always negative. That, hey, I want to tell you something I thought about yesterday and I just never told you. In fact, Josh is on the other side of the camera right now. We were talking and I told him, hey, I hadn't told you something that you did really well and I forgot to tell you, but I still want to tell you now, even though we're outside of the moment. The reason I bring this up, I think that we live in a time where we're not withholding some of the negative stuff, and we're withholding a lot of hope, though, and we think that when we're out of the moment, it doesn't matter anymore. Romans chapter 10, here's how this relates to what we learn in Scripture. Romans chapter 10, verse 13, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Everyone. That's a pretty big deal. But how can they call on him to save them unless they believe in him? And how can they believe in him if they've never heard about him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them? Seems so basic, right? But unless someone tells them. And how will anyone go and tell them without being sent? That is why the scriptures say, how beautiful are the feet of messengers who bring good news. That, unless someone tells them, has greatly impacted my marriage. It actually has helped our marriage, that I make sure to tell Katie, no matter if it's in the moment or 2 or 3 days later, something special she's done. And it gives her hope. It gives her joy. It gives her just encouragement. So I want to pass that on to you. I wonder if in this season, I preached about hope in the sermon. I wonder if one of the ways that we can preach hope or talk hope or bring hope is to just not withhold all the time. So do this. If you thought it, even if it's late, go tell the person. Bring hope as often as you can, no matter if you feel like it fits in the moment, particularly around Christmas time right now. Come on. Someone needs to know who Jesus is, and you can show them. Don't withhold that from them. Show them who Jesus is, even when it doesn't seem convenient to you. And I think you're going to bring them hope. And I bet you'll stir up or stoke up your own hope.